Hello lovely people, welcome to the Geek Cupboard. I'm Penge and unfortunately I'm still not quite well enough to do any proper game recording. The COVID is still causing me all sorts of problems and that includes making my voice sound a bit weird. It's just all croaky, and not quite right. And just to add to the fun, I've now got a bit of a cold going on. I've got a bit of a bunged up nose, so as well as sounding croaky, I can also now sound a little bit nasal as well. It's all wonderful, so not quite ready to do any proper kind of game recording yet, which is a bit unfortunate. But rather than go without a video for a day, I thought we could do something a little bit different. A while back we had the kitchen redone. It was a huge big job and there was a video on the channel all about it. It showed the before and the after and it was all very exciting, and that's okay. But before the kitchen, our big project was the garden. That kind of came maybe a year and a bit beforehand. We changed the garden quite considerably from what it once was. So I thought we should go and take a little look at the garden because, there was a lot of focus on the kitchen when that was happening. It was all very big and exciting. It got its own video and there were many updates and that kind of stuff. But the garden kind of just happened and I kind of might have mentioned it in passing or something. Went, oh yeah, the garden's being redone. But because it wasn't quite as disruptive as the whole kitchen thing, I didn't really kind of mention it too much and kind of feel like maybe it's been overlooked a little bit, has the poor garden, because it's very nice out there now. It's very lovely. So, I thought we should take a look at the garden. So not exactly inside the Geek Cupboard, more kind of out the back of my house. But excitingly, there is a little sneak peek at the Geek Cupboard itself, which is all very intriguing indeed. How very exciting. So, yes, a bit like I did with the kitchen video, I took a video of the garden on my phone. I just kind of wandered around the place and did some daft things. And I'll just narrate over the top of it and pause it as required and all that kind of stuff. It's not exactly high tech, but this is the Geek Cupboard. We shall muddle through. Okie doke, so here we go. Welcome to the outside of the house, everybody. Now, currently, we're down the side of the house. There's a little kind of path type thing that runs down the side. It connects the front of the house on the driveway through to the back garden, so you don't have to go through the house to get into the back garden. There is a little kind of path down the side of the house if you want to go that way, which is very handy indeed. So, we're down there right now. So behind us is a gate. Then if you go through that gate that's behind us as we look now, you get to the drive and where the car is and all that kind of stuff. So let's kind of go through, shall we? So let's have a little look round. So there is the big trampoline and the birdhouse. The birdhouse doesn't normally live there. We moved that out of the way, I think, and we haven't put it back where it belongs. However, where I'm pointing at that little window, that is the kitchen. Now, there used to be a door there. There used to be a big door there. That is how we got outside, because it used to be where the utility room was in the kitchen. But, of course, we redid all the kitchen. So, yeah, there used to be a door there, but no longer, because we now have the great big doors that lead out the back of the kitchen rather than one door that comes out the side. But that's why I'm pointing excitedly at this window. I possibly should have made notes about what I was trying to refer to here. But, yeah, there you go. Look, I'm making the shape of a door. So, yeah, there was once a door there. Still kind of getting used to that. Not quite used to it yet. There is the trampoline. The thing that occupies the kids for many, many hours. It's hard work on that. It's really hard work on that. The kids jump around that for hours. And if I go on that for, 5 minutes, I'm exhausted. Oh my goodness me, I'm sweating all over the place and my legs are hurting. It's really hard work doing proper trampolining. I have much respect for people that do that, competitively. It's really, really hard work, is trampoline. But there you go. So we have a big old trampoline, which is very good. And I don't know how long we're going to be looking at the trampoline. But yeah, it's quite big. And then we pan round to look at the garden itself. There is a little bit of sweeping required. We haven't done it since we got back from holiday. And of course, there's been kind of stuff going on. I've not been very well and all that kind of stuff. So it does need a little bit of a sweep. But that's the garden. That is kind of it. And it's very lovely. It's very nice. Now, it used to be mostly grass, if I can sort of point. Over there, that was grass. And there was a little kind of thing over there where there was some sort of raised bed type things. But we'll see in a bit. But there's a little kind of stream thing on the other side of this fence. There's a stream type thing. And this end of the garden here, sort of this bit when it was grass, just got boggy. It just got boggy and the grass never grew properly. And it got kind of mossy and horrible. It wasn't very nice at all. So we kind of did away with the grass. Which I know some people go, oh no, boo, you've done away with grass. We've still got grass at the front of the house. It's fine. But yeah, in the back garden, we got rid of it because it just became all kind of sludgy and horrible. And it was never very good. And it was always very unpleasant. So we got rid of the grass, which is kind of over here, and then replaced it with this paving. And yeah, down here was also some pretty terrible paving as well. So we kind of changed all that round. So yeah, that's kind of what the garden looks like. There's a table under there, and that's kind of a big parasol type thing. But they're covered up at the moment because apparently, finally, we might actually have some rain in the UK. But then, yeah, we're back onto the park and there are some very, very big trees. I mean, they're quite tall. I don't know if the camera does it justice, but they're really, really big trees. And in fact, the tops of those trees are kind of overhanging our garden a little bit. If we get a storm, I'd be a little bit concerned about that. But there we go. So they're the new doors. They're the new kitchen doors that got added to the kitchen. If you've seen the kitchen video, you would have seen the other side of those, sort of looking out into the garden. But yeah, they're new. They're new. They're very lovely. So yeah, previously there were a couple of windows. In fact, you can sort of see the slightly different brickwork. There was a window here and then a window kind of over this side as well, where the old kitchen sort of used to be. But yeah, we changed it round. So got some lovely big doors going out there. Wonderful. Yep, there I am pointing at doors. Very good. There's the washing machine. And then, yeah, we're going to come this way. There's a basketball hoop thing. We'll come to that in a bit as well. And there is the trampoline. And then my thought was, while I was recording this, I looked at it and I thought, do you know what? The kids always go on the trampoline. I don't really get much of a chance to go on the trampoline. I'm going to go on the trampoline. So, yeah, I just went and had a little jump on the trampoline. So if you have motion sickness or whatever, then I do apologise. You can see a bit of the park there, look. That's a little bit of the park, and there's another bit with a path going along. It's nice, it's lovely, because you see people sort of walking past and walking their dogs, going past on their bikes and stuff. It is very nice. It's a lovely location. There we go. Just having a little jump around on the trampoline. Like a big old child. The kids aren't here, by the way, at this point. The kids are not in the house. It's just me. It's just me on my own. So just me on my own, having a bit of a trampoline. There is the back of the house. And I'm going to point to something. That very window in the middle is the Geek Cupboard. That is the window of the Geek Cupboard. You can't see the mesh on the other side. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, WeHours Dave, for advising me about mesh on windows, because it's wonderful. But yeah, that's it. That is the window of the Geek Cupboard. So I sit in there and do all the recording. That's where I am right now. I'm in there, kind of about there-ish, because the desk is on this side. So I'm kind of in there. But there we go. That is the Geek Cupboard. We've kind of seen a bit of the Geek Cupboard, which is exciting stuff. Right, so I have to try and get off this. And it's not easy to get off a trampoline at the best of times, let alone when you're trying to hold a phone, not put your thumbs in front of it and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of a little sort of water tray thing, but it's got a little bit grubby since we've been away, so that needs a bit of a clean out. It's a bit grotty. And there's a basketball, which does unfortunately have a bit of bird poop on it, which is not ideal. It's not great, and it's got a dead flower head on it as well. But yeah. So I thought, you know what, I'll pick this up, and avoiding the bird poop. So I thought, you know what, I'd have a little go at this. So the boy got that for his birthday. The boy got the sort of basketball and the net for his birthday, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to have a little go. I'm going to have a little go at this. Let's see how well I can do. So I think I'm going to line it up. So I'm going to turn around, I think. I turn around to kind of point out where I am. So I'm some distance away. So I'm going to pause it. Place your bets, please, ladies and gentlemen. Place your bets. Do I get the basket? Whatever it is. Do I get the hoop? What do they say? Do I score a basket? Is that the terminology for basketball? I don't know. Do I get the ball that I'm holding, that is a basketball, in the hoopy bit just there? Or do I miss spectacularly? Is it close? What do you think? Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Am I a basketball master, or am I completely useless? Here we go. Bets must be in. And yeah, it was a fabulous miss. Although it does go into the trampoline, which is quite something, I suppose. Anyways, then we go down to the gardeny bit down here. Got some nice sort of pot type things. There you go. Look, we've got sort of a thing over there, which is nice. A little sort of kid watering can type thing. Got some sunflowers. They're very good. Down here needs a little bit of work right now. It's got a bit unruly since we went away, but some nice flowers. There is the shed. That's where all the stuff goes. All the kids' toys going there, and the bikes and everything else. There's loads in there. There's loads in there. It does go back a surprisingly long way, that shed. It does go back quite a way. You'd think it'd be a little shed, but no, it's a bit like a TARDIS. It goes back quite some way. And then over here, we've got a lovely little kind of mud kitchen type thing. And the kids do like this. They spend a lot of time there. And then, yeah, that's kind of, we've got these big bifold door type things. Look at that. Oh, that's kind of the gutters. I should have swept up before I did this. But yes, they all open up. So that door opens up this way. And then that and that and that will kind of fold back. So this whole bit here, which was the playroom, but it's now kind of, I mean, there's kind of like a craft table just there. It's kind of, yeah, I suppose it's an extension of the playroom, but that sort of open up. And it's really nice. It's really good, particularly in the current sort of current weather we've been having. It's been quite nice to open up the entire back of the house and just let some air in. It's been very wonderful indeed. There's a clock, courtesy of Mrs. Penge, because she loves clocks. There's one and there's one. There are many clocks in there. But yeah, so that's quite good. So it's quite nice to see when that's all opened up, and it's very lovely. There's some tea on the table. There's always tea around somewhere. There's always tea around. Yeah, cheers. Very nice. Because, yeah, I can't function without the tea, so I have to have some tea around. And then I put it down. I think I went back to get the tea. So this is what it looks like over the back of the fence. And because we've had a fairly, hang on. There's the park. That's nice. That's lovely. A park bit and a park bit that you can sort of see through. We're kind of at a little thin bit of the park, but it kind of opens out. But yeah, that just there. If we try and look along there. This bit here, because we've had such incineratingly hot weather for the UK. And loads of people around the world have been saying, oh, it's not been hot there. It's been 33, 34. I get that every day. But we don't get that in the UK as a prolonged period. It's been really, really warm for a very, very long time. I mean, you can see that, most things are, most of the grass is kind of brown and not looking very healthy. But this bit here is a little sort of, it's supposed to be a stream. And normally that is significantly higher than this. And it trickles away. It's lovely. That's what caused the problem with our grass, because this is normally a bit higher than that. It's got water in. But at the moment, you could go up to it and you could possibly poke the bottom of this surface here with your finger, and it would be a little bit kind of a tiny bit gooey possibly. But mostly it's dry. It's dry as anything, and it's not very good. But so there's supposed to be a little kind of river, like a little sort of a stream type thing running down there. And it's very lovely. It's very nice. You can hear it occasionally. If it's a bit higher than it is, you can sit and just listen to it. It's very peaceful. It's very nice. And then, we do need to do some garden maintenance. We need to do some sweeping. Oh, dear me. I possibly should have done that beforehand. And since we've been away, we've got this big spiky boy is coming in. Look at this thing. Look at this just popping over the fence, causing problems. It's massive. It's a big kind of bramble thorn type thing. It's huge. That wasn't there before we went away. So we're going to have to get around the back of there and chop that down, I think. And then we've got kind of nature corner, if you like. So there's a little kind of bug hotel type thing. Need to chop that back. But there's a bug hotel. We check that sometimes. And then over the fence, that's the rest of the park. So the path kind of comes past our house. And then over there, the park's big. The park is big. There's a big bit that goes uphill like that, which is very good for kind of sledding down. And then, the other side's kind of similar. It's kind of like a bowl, I suppose, if you like. But, it's a nice park. It's a nice park. No kind of, something I'm pointing goes that way and that way. But, no kind of kids things there. No swings or slides or anything, unfortunately. But, it's a nice park. It's a little park to walk through, and you can sort of just run around. There's loads of trees and stuff, hide and seek and whatever. And, that's where we came in. So I started sort of there and looking this way. There's the window. If you go through there, you find the front of the house, the driveway and the car and all that kind of stuff. And that's the door to the garage. And I think that's kind of it. I think that is kind of it. There we go. But that's a nice table and chairs type thing that's covered up. Because, we might possibly get some rain, which is very exciting. So that could be quite nice. First rain we've seen in many, many a week. If we're being honest, it's not happened quite yet. That thing is a bit grubby, isn't it? Need to sort that out. But there we go. Cheers. That is the garden outside the back of our house. And that's it. I think I sort of swivel about and then possibly nearly drop my phone at the end there. But there we go. There we go. I thought it was worth a little look at the garden because the kitchen got all the glory before. So let's possibly pan back to look at the overview of the garden for a second. Hang on, where was it? There we go. That's the one I was looking for. That's kind of the best view of the garden, I would say. So, there we go. Little look at the geek garden. I know it's not a gaming video. I know it's not our normal kind of content, but I can't do that right now. I can't talk really for any longer than sort of 5 minutes is sort of okay. 10 minutes at an absolute push, but I couldn't record anything like, a 45-minute to an hour-long Crusader Kings 3 video or whatever, because by the end of it, my voice would just be this kind of terrible, rasping, kind of whispery, horrible thing, and you'd be thinking, oh my goodness me, what is this? I don't know what you're saying, it sounds awful. So I can't do it. I just can't do it right now, which is all very unfortunate because I've got so many things I want to get done. I've got so many things I want to get recorded. I want to get into Soda Story a bit more and kind of unlock what's going on in that. Of course, we kind of had a big gap with Crusader Kings 3, and then we went back to it, which was brilliant. The save was rescued, and now I've had to kind of park it again for a little while, which is very frustrating because I want to go back and see what happens to Faddle, who seems to have accidentally become immortal, as a few people have pointed out. I want to go back and play all sorts of extra bits and bobs. So it's unfortunate, but fingers crossed, I'm on the mend. Hopefully, at some point this week, I would say, maybe not tomorrow, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, we might see normal stuff back on the channel. Hopefully, fingers crossed, all being well, everything shall return to normal at some point in the very near-ish future. But yes, there we go. Until then, we'll have to kind of make do with these weird little kind of slightly strange videos. But I kind of thought, you know what? It's at least something, isn't it? It's at least something. You can have a little look around the garden, and if you're bothered, you can go, oh, that's nice. And if you're not bothered, you could just look at it and go, nah, no, I don't really care. In fact, you know what? If you're not bothered, you won't have made it to this point. So, there we go. It's not exactly ideal, but it's about all I could kind of scrape together at the moment in time with my voice being the way it is. But there we go. Hopefully, if you did actually stick around to this point, it was sort of interesting. You know what? I could have played that, couldn't I? I could have played that at some point. But yeah, hopefully it was okay. And yeah, I think with that done and looking up at the big trees, and those branches are potentially overhanging the garden quite a bit. Like if there was a big storm, like we had not long ago, they could come crashing down on the actual garden itself. That's a little bit concerning, isn't it? Possibly money to look into that. But yeah, with that done, and with us having a little look around the garden again, I think we will wrap things up for now. Lots of pointing and stuff. But yeah, let's finish up for the moment. Hopefully you have enjoyed this slightly bizarre, kind of out of place video. If you did, then please do leave a like. That would be most marvellous indeed. And also, if you're not already, which I imagine you are if you're watching this, then yeah, please do subscribe, which you've all got to be subscribed, surely. If you're watching to this point, then I imagine you are subscribed. But if you're not, then please do subscribe to keep up to date with more kind of weird nonsense like this on the channel, as well as keeping up to date with actual gaming stuff when my voice recovers enough to do so. But for now, thank you very much for joining me in the Geek Cupboard, and I will see you next time. Oh no, not the piggy wigs. Want them to be healthy. Happy pigs, please. Raspberries, raspberries, raspberries everywhere. I went through and sold a load of turkeys as well, and they still come back. They're still coming back to haunt me. The soil moisture's coming down. We need rain. We need rain. What's going